Welcome to the Board Game Snobs podcast. Critically harsh reviews with a touch of class.
And go.
And go. This is episode 359. Almost 360. That's like a hallmark of some sort, isn't it? This year.
We've come nearly full circle.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Full circle. There you go. I like that. 360 episodes. A lot of episodes for...
And there's actually more than that.
Reason.
Because that's not including our pod solos and other random stuff we have out there. I think we've got like 390 published something or others.
Yeah, we don't count those.
But as far as the podcast proper, 359.
Yeah, pretty good.
Not too shabs. Not too shabs. We've made it this long together. That's an accomplishment in and of itself. Because it hasn't been easy. I can tell you that much. It hasn't been easy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've had a fun time. But then again, I'm not pessimistic.
My shoulders are tired, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. I stand on the shoulders of obese giants.
You said you're not on Y-O-U-R. Oh, classic.
Ah.
Apostrophe R-E.
I am.
I'm that guy when it comes to your. You know, the one that gets me the most is when someone is talking about, or they want to say lose, like don't lose your keys, or he's a loser, and they spell it L-O-O-S-E-R. It drives
I don't have a problem with
absolutely batty. Looser?
I don't have a problem with it.
Is he looser? Did he loosen up?
Here's the thing. Well, technically, but here's the issue. Here's why I don't have problems with that. Why I am not a spelling word Nazi, so to speak.
Because you're not a good speller.
If I understand what you mean, huh?
Because you yourself are not a good speller.
No, I can spell fine. I just don't do it because that's not the purpose. My purpose is to get the information across as quickly as possible, unless it needs to be well written for a reason, for understanding. So as long as you understand what I mean, then you understand what I mean. That makes sense? See, of course it does.
No, it doesn't. Learn to spell correctly, because saying a tire is loosing air. No, it's not loosing air. It's losing air.
But you know what they mean, though.
That's not the point. Learn how to spell. Imagine if the great history artifacts were full of misspellings, which I'm sure they might be. How hard it would be to cipher through. What did they mean? Did George Washington loose the battle, or did he lose the battle? No, he loosed his warriors on the Brits, and they won the battle. Makes a huge difference. An apostrophe, a comma in the wrong space, huge difference. Huge difference.
There's a lot of places. We're one of the few that actually use apostrophes and commas and all that. That's like not an ancient thing. But the point being is that, just as I said, if it's a historical document, something that you know it's going to be important, it needs to be well written, then yeah. But just a text message to somebody, nah, doesn't matter. And I find it.
What about people on the internet? They take their time to write a review and misspell it wrong. It just makes you look like a fool and an idiot. Can't even spell.
No, it's
This is what you do. This is exactly what you do.
It's an accident.
It's fine. No, I understand. You know what? I'm for it too now. Now, let's watch you take the opposite side. Just because I took a stance, you must take the opposing stance.
No, I'm not taking opposing stance. This is legit stance.
No matter what I say. No matter the stance I take on literally any matter, you take the opposite side. No, you never can just agree with me. You never can say, you know what, you're right. I agree with
you all the time.
False.
I'm not. Here's why. Let me explain why I don't have a problem with misspelling. There's a lot of people, whether it be dyslexia or various other reasons, that or English not their first language. All I'm looking for is, can I understand what you're getting at? And yes, I do think it's very important to have proper spelling whenever you're trying to communicate legal terms, things of that nature, or something that's going to be historical. But the text messages or just trying to get a point across, you're trying to get information to people so that they can disseminate it and understand what you mean. And as long as they can understand what you mean, you're good.
But it's usually part of a bigger problem. For instance, people that start that way, they make poor notes, which I often have to read at work because we have to make notes constantly on what's wrong with this vehicle, what happened to it, who's at fault, can we repair it, etc. And when it's full of misspellings and things, it's like, well, I don't understand what you're trying to say. So then I have to pick up the phone and call the person and say, what did you mean here? And or people that leave, like, generally, it's when someone's leaving a harsh review and they're just going off. Yeah. They're going off. It made me lose my temper. Then I'm like, right. You've just undone everything you've said because now I'm just focused on you didn't even spell this word right, so you must be a fool.
Well, see, no, that's the point that I disagree with you on. I agree with you on the business side of it, certainly so. But the fact that one misspelling somehow negates the entire
it detracts from the whole message.
It's a logical fallacy. I mean, that's basically an ad hominem attack.
It detracts from, okay, so if it detracts from the whole thing. And that's why you shouldn't do it. That's why you can have but here's the issue. You could have a perfectly well-written speech. Imagine if Abraham Lincoln had said 7 years ago, completely blew everybody off. They're so focused on skr. What is a skr? Did he mean score? That it loses the point for the rest of it. No matter how great the speech was, I am now focused on what you screwed up on because that's human tendency to focus on the screw up.
Okay, so but my point is though, I understand the point you're making about detracting from the message, but the part about language is to be able to get people to understand. So, for instance, how long's a score?
20 years.
There you go. So, back then, people understood that.
Is it 20 years?
And now we don't have it. Yeah, it's 20 years, 87 years ago. So, that kind of doesn't make a lot of sense unless you know historical, the terminology at the time, the nomenclature. So, yeah, given the speech.
Or womanclature.
Either way, my point being is that I don't detract from the writing as long as a person's trying to get their point across. And I find it hypocritical that people focus on people's spelling when they understand the message. Those types of people also typically miss the point about language being a give and take. Like, they're not worried about conveying or expressing themselves in such a way. It's like people who are these grammar Nazis. They're not doing it because they're worried about people understanding what you say. They're just picking at it. They're not worried about it from, this changes the meaning somehow. As long as everybody understands what they mean. I'm not saying that grammar is not important. By all means, I think it's very important. Spell checks will only get you so far. But the overarching thing that's more important is, are you getting your point across to as many people as possible? And I think that's where people really kind of lose the understanding of what language is actually for.
That's my parent. Seriously, here's the issue. No, I'm moving on for this because, yes, I have to deal with this at work constantly. Loosing air, because that's one of our things. This tire's not losing air. But anyway, so speaking of work, we went through. I've been at this place 2 years. The person either quit. Our 13th person since I have been there has either been let go or quit. 13 people in 2 years at this job. I'm now almost at the top of the food chain simply because I haven't quit my job. Here's the thing that I don't like. This is what my boss does. Love my boss. He's a great guy. But I think in an effort to, this person's been training for a week, in an effort to bring them into the fold quickly, make them feel more comfortable at home, he'll always post a week into their training. Everyone, join me in welcoming John Smith. So we all go, oh, hey, welcome to the team. Nice to have you, blah, blah, blah. 3 days later, they quit or get fired. Another one. Okay, join me in welcoming Gertrude Simpson. Hey, welcome, Gertrude. They quit or get fired, and 2 days later. My welcome supply is running low. And I told my boss this. I messaged on our forum where we greeted this person that is now no longer there to read it. So I said, my welcomes are running low. How about we hold off on welcoming folks until they actually are staying? I suggested we hold off on welcomes until 6 months in. Then I shall welcome you. Because then I really truly feel my welcome has gone unrequited. They don't take it, they don't want it, and either they quit or they weren't worthy of my welcome. I'm running out of welcomes.
I don't understand the issue with welcoming people.
I don't like welcoming you when it's going. Why am I putting forth the effort to stop what I'm doing, welcome this person, hey, welcome, and then they quit? Why are we treating this person as if they're part of the team when they're not part of the team? They never wanted to be part of the team. Once you show me, you're willing to be part of the team. And trust me, I'm not into this whole team thing. I would quit this job in a heartbeat if something better came along. I would turn in my 2 weeks notice because that's the kind of guy I am. But while I'm on the team, I will take part in the team and do the team things. But I also hate the phrase team. Hey, team. We're not a team. Everybody here is looking out for themselves. However, when I offer the common courtesy of welcoming you, and then you take that and just stomp on it by quitting 2 days later, I'm not welcoming any more people until they have proven themselves to me. And I said that to my boss. And he said, that sounds like a good idea.
Here's the thing. If you stopped welcoming people and people started staying, then obviously the natural way to go with that is that you're the reason why they're quitting. Your welcome is.
Yeah, it's weird. They're like, that's weird.
I know. So why are you running these people off?
Exactly.
What are you doing?
Why are we welcoming them?
No. What are you doing to them?
I'm typing in there welcome like everybody else does.
Wait a minute. You're typing welcome? That's it?
We're
discussing. Well, I thought you were actually calling these people.
No, we don't talk to each other. It's all over Teams.
So you mean to tell me?
And most of the time, it's by means of a GIF.
Hang on a second. The thing that you don't want to do is type welcome into a comment box on a Teams meeting.
Correct. Or possibly,
my goodness,
sending a well thought of GIF.
Oh my goodness.
Wasted. A wasted GIF welcoming you. Go harvest some more from the fields of hospitality.
Cannot imagine why they would want to leave.
Well, let's get into something else. Let's move this right along. What about all the dead people?
What about the dead people?
Theo, Ozzy, Hulk Hogan. Do you believe in the threes? Do you believe in that?
I posted on that on Facebook, yes.
I know. That's why I'm trying to, get a conversation going. That's all.
Oh, well, why are you asking like you don't know? I've made it clear. Yes.
Well, no, but the listeners aren't on our Facebook.
They should be. If they're not, you know good and well that the threes are a thing.
It's mere coincidence, obviously.
No.
It's not real.
It happens all the time. It happens all the time.
It's just coincidence, though.
It happens all the time.
The math of the earth doesn't get together universally and say, hey, another one's got to go. We've had 2 go. You know what's going to happen now? Sorry, Ozzy. What I found kind of not disturbing, sad was Kelly Osbourne had just got on social media like, he's doing fine. And then a week later, he's not doing so fine. He's gone. He's going home, Mama. Did you ever listen to Ozzy?
A little bit, yeah. He's all right.
I never liked.
He's not.
It's not.
He's not my. It's not my kind of music, but I
Me
did appreciate.
either.
Yeah.
He did one song, and I can't. Oh God, if I knew the lady, it was with a lady. She was also kind of a rocker, but it was one of those songs, which is usually what always works for me, is when you have in almost every case where you have like a hard rock group or a metal group sing like a slow ballad type song. I always love those, and they're usually really good. And he sang one, my God, if I could think of the lady's name. But it was Mama, I'm Coming Home is along the lines of that. I really liked that one. But it's like I Close My Eyes or something was part of the lyrics. And my brother had the single or maybe even record. I don't even know what it was. But it was a good song. But he always had like that sound effects to his voice that kind of made it sound like it was in a large hall or something. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I never heard like just his pure voice. It always had like an effect to it to me. I
never paid
close
much attention
my
to it.
eyes forever. Lita Ford, that's it. Lita Ford and Ozzy Osbourne, I Close My Eyes Forever, which he just did, by the way, sadly. That's a pretty song. I like that song. You should check it out when you're done recording with me. That's probably my favorite song of his. That and Mama, I'm Coming Home. I really do like that song. And that's the extent of my Ozzy listening. I'm not a Black Sabbath guy. Just wasn't for me. And he was kind of old. I mean, not 76 is not real old. But I mean,
that's up there.
Once you hit your 70s, I mean, I think you've kind of did it. Hulk Hogan was 71, but I can only imagine the steroids he put into his body.
Wow, man, that dude was living life hard.
Yeah, he was rocking and rolling until a very old age.
As was Ozzy. Hulk, Ozzy, all those guys.
Except for Theo Huxtable, R.I.P. He just ignored signs on where to not swim, apparently, sadly. You got to watch them signs. Read the signs. They're up for a reason, people. Yeah, he went swimming somewhere where they said there were large signs warning everyone, do not swim here, severe current, rip tides, all that good stuff. And that's where he decided to swim.
That's a bold move. Maybe the sign said swim here instead of don't swim here because of a spelling error.
Somebody like went up there with a black
tragic end.
Spray painted the black, the don't out.
That would be it. Yeah.
Some graffiti took him out. Swim here.
Yeah, Wile E. Coyote, always changing signs, pointing at the other direction. It could be.
Sade was
slow, but
she was particularly affected because he's on one of her favorite shows, The Resident.
Oh, is he?
He was.
He was on any shows. I didn't know he was on television still.
Oh yeah, he was.
How is Sade? There was a tsunami in Alaska.
She's home, so.
Oh, good. She missed it barely.
Did that just occur?
I believe so. Yes.
No, she came home. We are recording this on Sunday the 27th. She came home yesterday the 26th.
Well, glad she missed a tsunami.
What part did it hit? She was in the Anchorage area. I think that's pretty safe.
She's not 3 miles from the ocean. Like Alaska had like the biggest tsunami in history, if I'm not mistaken, back in the 60s. But only killed like 2 or 3 people because nobody lives in Alaska along the coast. Who wants to live out that way?
Killed a bunch of mosquitoes, though. I always hear they have tons of mosquitoes. They got mosquitoes real bad. And bears. She said a lady was just attacked by a bear like right before they got there.
Yeah, I'm not doing. Yeah, they're bears. Not doing that.
The reason she went up there is because my wife's cousin lives there, and her and her husband live there, and he's from there, and they're constantly trying to get us to come up there. I'm like, no, I'm good. I don't do bears and elk and mosquitoes and salmon fishing all the time, and I mean,
I'd love.
And she listens to this podcast as well. So sorry, Jack, I'm not coming up there.
I would like to fish for salmon.
I would like to. I like the idea, but I don't really want to do it.
You like the idea, but you don't want to do it. That's an interesting phrase.
Just like skydiving. I like the idea.
Oh, no, I don't like the idea at all.
Oh, I would love to skydive in my brain, because just floating in there as if you're flying, the only time a human could fly, quote unquote, that would be awesome to me. I know you're falling rapidly to your death. But
yeah, I don't like the idea of skydiving at all.
How about mountain climbing?
No, not in the traditional sense that most people think of. No.
How about bull riding?
I understand. No, absolutely not. Bull riding's stupid.
I agree.
And I'm from the South. I can't tell you how many rodeos I've been to.
I'm not a rodeo person
on the ambulance
or a zoo person,
and I do not like it. I think that bull riding is atrocious.
It's cruelty to animals.
I don't even know if it's cruel to animals, but still, it's like maybe the animals enjoy it. Either way,
no. You know how they get them to buck?
Well, they do. They just tell them, "Hey, I thought they were all just ornery."
They start playing. They start playing that song. Yeah. Jump,
everybody jump. Yeah.
House of Pain. House of Pain comes on the radio and the bull just starts jumping.
Yep.
No, they tie up their testicles and yank on them. At least that's what I've always heard. That's why they're in such a rage. Their testicles are in a bind.
Really? I've never heard this.
Yeah. Take it from me.
I'm asking Grok about bull testicles. Hang on a second.
No, not calf fries. Not the kind you eat. The kind that make you buck. Oh.
I don't know about this. You might be spreading misinformation.
I could be.
Are bull testicles tied up? Let's see. They say that's a common misconception. Yeah, there are people who are in the bull riding community that are saying that they're bred and trained for this, and that they don't. That is not what happens.
Really?
Yes.
I've always heard that. Therefore, I've always been against it. Now I might be into it.
No, I don't care what they do to train them. I don't like it. I think it's a weird thing to do anyways. What other animal is there that you go, let's see if we can ride this? Ostriches? Elephants? Why this one particular animal did we go, you know what we're going to try to do? Try to ride this thing until we get thrown off and see what happens.
And they do it with horses too. Although that's not as predominant. That's not as highly regarded as the bulls. Like, I don't know of any horses. Well, actually, now off the top of my head, I can't think of the bull. But growing up, there was this particular bull that everybody knew about. You probably remember.
Mm-hmm.
He was like unrideable.
What's his face? Yeah, and there was a bounty on him. I can't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, there was like famous, when I was in school in the 90s, there was famous bulls that people were trying to ride for more than 8 seconds. Yeah. No, I was never into it. And it was a very machismo type of thing. All the guys that were into bull riding in my school were just the biggest jerks. They thought they were so tough. And I mean, to a degree, yes, you obviously have to be in pretty good shape and a tough guy with, to hop on a wild animal that's trying to kill you. So, okay, I get it, but you don't have to have the attitude that goes along with it.
There was Bushwhacker and Bodacious.
No, Bodacious is the one.
Bodacious is known as the most dangerous bull, 2-time PRC Bucking Bull of the Year. Bushwhacker is a 3-time PBR world champion, considered to be the Michael Jordan of bulls.
Really? Did he have a shoe deal?
I don't know. All non-leather.
Well, maybe it was Bodacious. Is this the one that keeps pulling up for me as well?
I remember the bull that you're talking about, because I remember there being a thing about that in the back in the 90s when bull riding, because Lane Frost, who is from this area, I live just a few miles from Lane, Oklahoma, which is named after him, and everything's named after Lane Frost. That was killed, and that show come out 8 seconds, and everybody cried, and then bull riding got to, become a thing for a little bit, and back and forth. But yeah, I forget it's still a thing.
Starring Dylan from 90210.
Yeah, sad show. It illustrates why one shouldn't ride a bull.
Lane Frost. I never watched that movie because I did not. I typed it. I typed in famous bulls of the 90s. This says Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman.
Maybe that's who you're talking about.
Not those bulls. Famous. Let me use the adjective rodeo bulls, because I know I do remember Bodacious, but that is not the bull I'm thinking of.
There were several of them out at that time. I remember who you're talking about though.
Yeah,
because bulls were a thing for some reason in the 90s.
Okay, well, I'm not able to pull it up. Listeners, probably. Oh, good Lord, Ryan Maxwell probably will remember the bull I'm trying to think of. He was gray. I'm looking at Bodacious. That wasn't him.
Yeah. Why don't you just describe the bull? And
he was
Ryan
gray. He was a gray bull.
Go ahead.
And it was like a name like Echo or Celio or it was like a 2-syllable word.
No, I have no idea who you're talking about now. You've lost me.
It was not Bodacious. That's going to bother me. It's going to bother me.
I don't care. Nobody else cares. So anyway,
we
move along.
Into a niche area that's very popular in our community here in Northeast Texas, Southeast Oklahoma, but probably not to our listeners in the Midwest and or California or anyone else, anywhere else, quite frankly.
I'm sure that they're just as against it as I am. So there you go.
All right, yeah, me too. I'm against it as well. And zoos. I don't like zoos either. I don't like animals in captivity, period. They shouldn't be.
I don't mind zoos. It's like a rescue thing. There's some of them that can't.
Okay, rescue. To the wild,
yeah. Nah.
That makes sense. A rescue. But not where we went and captured this animal from his freedom and now he's in a cage.
Yeah. I don't think they really do that, though. I don't think they're out capturing them. I think most of them are raised now. Or herd or brought in that way. I don't think they really capture animals now for zoos. I may be wrong on that. Somebody had to fact check me on that mess.
They probably did it back in the old days, and now they don't. Circuses.
We got to start somewhere.
Yeah. We've become enlightened since then. Well, we had I feel like you're half asleep on this episode.
No, I'm letting you host. You're the one.
Okay. Well, we had a question from our forum discussion that you set up with the help of Sir Andrew Wood, A. Woods.
I like A. Woods. I like all the Woods.
One of the questions that I had looked through my previously played games for.
Is this the one where you have the spelling? You have the spelling error there?
No.
Is that the form you're talking about?
No. This one says. This was from A. Woods. He says, just was curious on what game you were sure was going to be a big hit, but just fell flat.
Yeah, this is a thread with your spelling error. Just FYI.
I'm not even posting them there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you are. Seafall. I put Seafall mainly because it was one that I was really hoping was going to be good. And you could see the inkling of what it was going to be. And also that Space Man game that Martin Wallace released that I kickstarted and was super excited about. That one was awful. Anything with Martin Wallace on it, I expected to at least be somewhat, at least at the very best average, or it was an awful game. Absolutely awful game. That space race game. Terrible game.
The one, there's a bunch, but one of the first ones I remember that fell flat for us. And it was, I don't know, to me, it was particularly, well, for one, it wasn't very original. It was more like just like a Nexus Ops type game. But Cry Havoc, it was, everybody was praising it. It was you're taking over this planet and fighting aliens. Thought it was going to be fun. The battle mechanism in that game was very anticlimactic. And we played that. I think we played it twice, the second time in an effort to see, do we really not like this game? And indeed, we did not, and never played it again and sold it. And you don't hear anything ever about Cry Havoc because it was not a good game. The other two big ones that I think of, both from the same publisher and same designer, Jamie Stegmaier. Number one being Charterstone, came out during the Legacy boom. I like
Yeah, but you didn't think Charterstone was going to be good, did you?
I was very much looking forward to it because it was this legacy style game, and I like his viticulture, and I liked Scythe, and I was excited because I was really into Stonemaier games at the time. So I was looking forward to this legacy style game. We had not really played that many. We attempted Pandemic the first season, and we enjoyed that, but we never even finished it. But I got this game because you could play it. I think you could even play it solo. I don't know why you would. But the art looked cutesy. I don't know. I was looking forward to it. It bombed tremendously. It was just it started off way too simple. And the other one from Stegmaier would be, what do you think? That I was really looking forward to. I even pre-ordered it excitedly.
Tapestry.
Correct. And that was just a big bust as well. Yet another one. I was like, well, did just me and Jerry not like this one as we played it and felt nothing? No, I took it over to some friend's house, Mike and Crystal, if you remember them. And we played it with them, and they felt the exact same way. We're just taking turns and running up this tracks, and it really, there was no thematic tie-in. It just wasn't a good game. But I was really looking forward to Tapestry. Those are the Cry Havoc, Charterstone, Tapestry. Yeah, those are some of the main ones I remember. Food Chain Magnate, because of the publisher is very well known, very highly regarded, and other people love. And they still do, actually. I still hear, Food Chain Magnate get tossed around, and it still boggles my mind. It just, that messed with us so hard. And
I'd like to play with it. I'd like to play it again just to make sure that I'm clear on it.
Yeah, you regarded it as a deck builder, and people would argue that point with you. But
yeah, I don't know why.
When
it's they said you're playing it wrong, and I'm like, I didn't. Okay, I just thought that's what it kind of was, sort of, kind of. But yeah, I definitely would like to play it with somebody who really likes it, so I make sure that I'm, I got a good feel for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did not like Food Chain Magnate.
Yeah, I mean, over the years, there's been quite a few we've looked forward to, and they just fell flat.
But that's not his question, though. His question was that you were sure was going to be a big hit. I knew it was going to be great.
I would put in that category probably Tapestry then.
Yeah, I would too.
I watched.
Probably the one that I thought we just didn't realize there wasn't a game there. You're just moving up a track.
I mean, even watching the video Rodney put out playing the game, I was like, oh man, I just watching. I had more fun watching him play than playing it myself. Because oftentimes I will just buy games rather quickly, just a quick purchase without even watching a whole lot about the gameplay or anything. But Tapestry, I did my homework and still was let down.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a bad one. The other question that I did not get a chance to respond to, I was going to respond to because it was from Mark regarding the episode that we put out here recently regarding my complete disappointment of Superman. Let me see here. Yeah, Mark. And of course, Mark loves the new Superman. Well, I got that impression. Would you say, am I saying that he ranked
I think you're underselling his feelings for it.
Okay, well, the thing that got me is that it was I was kind of shocked that he was so emotionally moved by it. That's why I wanted to watch it. It was because I thought, man, it must be that really good. And the fact that you weren't emotionally moved by it at all, but yeah, that was like a thing. I was hoping for more from it. But either way, he asked about, are there generally any examples of things in the culture that engage you on an emotional level? I would love to know. Is it an especially high bar? Well, first off, Gabi gets engaged with just about everything on an emotional level and cries about Sarah McLachlan commercials.
Exactly.
For missing dogs.
Well, that's what kind of threw me was the culture part. I guess he was talking about movies or like nerd comic book type movies.
Well, anything in the culture. So let's, if you want to just limit it to just like the Marvel universe, well then, yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Marvel fan at all, but I understand why people tearing up over Iron Man dying and all that stuff. I'm thinking though, the more that I kind of listened, the more I thought back about Superman, and I have like this long written response to Mark that I keep forgetting I got to post, was I think that what happens with people is there are certain ones that get caught up in like this idea of what things should be, and that's the escapism of this Superman, is that it's a comic book. It's Superman being Superman, and he's kind of overly sensitive to the everybody's life has value, and it's a great message. It's a great thing. But that doesn't hit me emotionally because, one, it comes off as a very juvenile way of thinking, a very immature way of looking at the real world. And because of that, I can't escape to that world. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's something that I can't believe. Whereas some people can look at it and go, like Mark, who's probably, he's a Superman purist, that Superman would never do this, and he would always try to rescue and save everybody, and all this. And so thus it elicits a lot of emotion. The one area that I was going to point out to both of y'all that you both did not like, that I took umbrage with, was with the Man of Steel. And that Superman killing Zod. Spoiler alert. Both of you made comments that was not your Superman. And I that was the part where y'all lost me. Because he didn't kill Zod because he wanted to. He killed Zod because it was the lesser of two evils. And that's where I realized where the break was at. In the ideological or the idealistic viewpoint of Superman, that other Superman world, Superman would never find himself in a situation where he'd have to make that decision. But in the real world, there would be times where this Superman's going to have to make a decision that's probably not the greatest thing ever, and killing Zod was one of them. And I could not understand why y'all took a lot of issue with that taking place in the Man of Steel.
Well, that's part of the
Because
issue with Man of Steel. My issue is the whole, well, this is Superman in the real world type thing. Superman's not in the real world. This isn't real. It's never going to happen. So why do we need to pretend like what would happen with Superman? Nobody cares. We like Superman the way he is. He's a comic book character. But my issue with him killing Zod is, okay, he's fighting, he's struggling, he's fighting. If he had the strength to snap his neck, he would have had the strength to simply turn his head another way violently that perhaps wouldn't have killed him, or step in the way of those beams yourself. Anything. Find another way. That's the point of Superman. And usually Batman as well, but now Batman kills people, so what difference does it make?
Well, no, but the point is that he found himself in a situation that he had to make that choice.
But he didn't have to make that choice. He could have snapped his head upwards where it wouldn't have killed the person and wouldn't have killed him.
So
what if he had just shoved him? What if he had just thrown him to the ceiling?
Like, no, I know, but you're looking at the one here. You're still missing the point. You're looking at one event. Zod's not going to stop until he puts Superman in that situation.
Well, then freeze him. Stop. Put him in carbonite and be done with him.
He won't stop. He will not stop. That's the point.
He found a way to stop him in the first movie or the second movie, but throw him in the Phantom Zone where he can't bother nobody.
But at the same time, I would argue the moral ramifications of that are worse. You'd rather just torture somebody than finish them off. I think that's the cutoff of it, is that this Superman, the new Superman, is Superman in this ideal situation. He always has what he needs to do whatever. Like it's fantasy. It's a fantasy. Whereas the Man of Steel was more of a, what would Superman have to deal with in a real world situation? Which I would argue that's what most of the Marvel movies, I mean, I think that's what most of them were. I say Marvel, I know he's DC, but a lot of the Marvel movies were similar in that vein. That was my point, is that I think that people will like people who want the fairy tale version of Superman, the new Superman. They got it. It's good for what it is for those people, and that's why it's polarizing. It's because you have two different groups of people who look at the story two different ways, and some can very much relate to it, which is why they love the dog. They love everything about it. They don't mind him getting beat up. They love the saving of the squirrel, the whole 9 yards. And then there's others that really don't like it.
Now, Superman,
but the Man of Steel thing, that was the one thing that got me. Is like, I don't, that's where I departed from y'all's way of thinking, because it seemed as if y'all are holding Superman as if he should have not done that thing. He shouldn't have killed Zod when he had no other choice.
There's always a choice.
So you don't believe that there are situations where people have to choose the lesser of two evils?
We're talking about a comic book movie with a character that has been presented since its beginning as a character that provides justice and truth and all these things. He stands for this ideal. So therefore, maybe don't make a movie where that's an impossible situation, because it's stupid. He wasn't meant for that world. He was a comic book created to give people hope and look up to something. This guy, he's morally just, and he makes the yeah, okay, yes, I see. So you're going to take this character and put him in a movie where that's impossible? That's a second reason I didn't like Man of Steel, because this is not any of I have more issues with Man of Steel than I do with regular Superman. Again, that's why I didn't like Man of Steel, because it's a dumb take on Superman. Superman wasn't it's like putting, okay, here's Archie comics. Archie and Jughead were created in the 20s or 30s, and just, it's like Beetle Bailey from that era. I mean, it's just goofy kids doing goofy things. Like some references the kids will love.
That's old.
Or Andy Capp, remember? So we're talking about Archie and Jughead, but I mean, you know, these teenagers hanging out together, all they did was go on dates and kiss each other. Yeah. And drink chocolate malts. Now they take them and put them in Riverdale, where they're the most immoral, gross, murderous type characters. I mean, not all of them, but many of the characters and I'm like, this is not Archie. Just make your own soap opera. Don't drag Archie and Jughead's names through this, because Zack Snyder wanted to make a movie where a superhero had to make that decision. Okay, right. Make up your own superhero. Don't use Superman, because that is not his world.
I know, but what immoral thing do you think that Superman engaged in?
I'm murdering somebody.
But it was to prevent the death of those three, that family.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, so if that's an impossible scenario, don't put him in that movie, because the Superman comic would never have put him in that role in the first place. Just like Archie getting involved in all the horrific things they do in Riverdale, the TV series on the series on the CW, Archie would never have engaged in that, because his comic was not created in that world. If you want to make a nitty-gritty teenage drama where they all have sex with each other and there's murders happening, that's not Archie. Leave him out of it. If you want to make a nitty-gritty superhero movie, like The Watchmen, Zack Snyder did that one too. It's the same principle. They face all these moral dilemmas. Okay, great. The writer that wrote that comic with those characters in mind to present those thoughts and ideas. Superman was not created for that reason. So leave him out of it. Like Will Smith said, leave the name out of your mouth. Leave Superman out of that world.
Well, my argument is though, I
don't have a problem with a superhero dealing with that dilemma, but it wouldn't be Superman.
Okay, so Superman is never going to be faced with something that's going to challenge him more.
Because he's never been written that way. That's not what he's written for.
All right. So I'm understanding your point. It sounds like Superman is not that super, but if his morals and ethics are never challenged.
Well, they are, but just not to that degree. And I'm sure, okay, now don't get me wrong. I by no means have read every comic ever. I'm sure they've done that to death in other comics. I'm just very old school Superman in the early days of Superman and the Superman movie era. I'm sure since then they've wrote all kinds of Superman dealing with horrific things. But I myself choose to think of Superman in the idyllic way. Can I have an uncorrupted person that doesn't have to make a horrific decision? I mean, that's what we got in Superman 2025, basically, and that's okay. It just didn't move me emotionally.
The Superman 20 this one. I'm sorry. I'm trying to think of which one you're talking about. There's too many Supermans.
This is our third episode of Superman Talk, by the way. It's a lot.
I know. I like it.
Okay, moving on from Superman real quick, unless you have something else you want to say, but I just want to get in here. Speaking of, and you will disagree with, I don't know. I don't know if you will disagree. I don't know your thoughts. Happy Gilmore 2 is everything I ever wanted Superman to be.
I've not watched it.
It just hits all the nostalgic buttons. It has all the characters. It has the heart. It has the soul and everything from the original. Every character comes back for this one because Adam Sandler has not burned bridges and make people hate him. Everybody loves Adam Sandler. They're willing to show up in his movies. I think he must be a pretty good guy for being a tremendous multi-millionaire cajillionaire. He casts half his family in the movie. And I mean, it was a stupid, okay, this is what I said. If you don't enjoy picking up objects and making them and start thrusting with them as if they were a phallic symbol, if that's not humorous to you as Happy does in the original movie, then this isn't for you. Pick up a cone, a golf club. I mean, that's like one of the first scenes in the movie. And it's stupid adolescent humor, as was the first one. And I laughed and I laughed. And this was it was everything the first one was to me, except older. And I enjoyed Happy Gilmore 2 100 times more than Superman 2025.
I have to watch it. It says that it basically relies on nostalgia and cameos.
It's Happy Gilmore. There's not really a story there. It's an Adam Sandler movie. Have you watched one? You've seen them all.
It's the best, worst movie I've seen in a long time. That's what people are saying.
Did you enjoy?
It's got horrible ratings from the reviewers, but like the people.
Did you watch or enjoy Happy Gilmore?
Yes. I remember watching Happy Gilmore. The only films that my father ever went to the movie theater, requested to go, and I took him to go and watch, was The Waterboy. And so Adam Sandler, to me, the fact that the only film me and my dad ever went to the movies to watch was that goofy Waterboy show. And he laughed nonstop in that movie. My dad, when we walked through the door, everything, he thought it was like a genius level movie. Like he thought, I don't know, the whole thing, he laughed from the beginning to end. Yeah. And so, Adam Sandler movies have a lot of, I give him a lot of leeway.
He would have loved this movie then. I mean, it's just got the dumbest gags, the stupidest jokes, and most of them work.
It's got Chris McDonald in it, the Shooter McGavin guy.
Yeah.
Who I love. I love him. I love the character. I love him because he's always him. He's a very distinct looking gentleman. And he shows up in shows, and whether it's Flubber or anything, whatever he's in, he shows up and he does that thing. And he's always like the villain, like just whatever. Whatever show he shows up in, from Thelma and Louise to Requiem and Dream to the Boardwalk Empire, he's that guy. And he doesn't change anything. He's Shooter McGavin. He's just that guy. And the fact that he has made a career out of being basically just a caricature of himself and looking the way that he does, is amazing to me, and I love it. I love it. He's awesome.
That's what I'm saying.
So him. I couldn't care less about the show itself, but like I'd watch it just for him.
Well, I mean, Adam Sandler has made some horrific movies, but there are some that have enough quality jokes, gags, ridiculous things, and they're generally his older, the Happy Gilmore, the one where he goes to school and back. Can't even think of the name. But the 90s.
I haven't watched a lot of his movies lately. Like he went into that thing of like like you're talking like Billy Madison.
Billy Madison, yeah.
And The Wedding Singer,
yes.
and those ones. The last one of his that I went to the movie theater and watched, I think his last big one was like Anger Management. That was like the early 2000s with Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, that wasn't.
And that's where he was like trying to get into something that was comical, but a little more serious. He went and made that show with the Prince, the King of Queens, that I pronounce you Chuck and Larry, the firemen, and they fake that they're gay.
Yeah.
I went to the movie theater. That's the last one I went and watched. And I remember nothing about it. I remember it being just cut and dry. And then after that, he's just been kind of floating around.
Well, he made that Netflix deal.
Banger. That Uncut Gems. And he did Pixels. He just keeps releasing random stuff. All
Pixels
the grown-up
shows. Pixels was awful. Grown-ups. Yeah. Some people like Grown-ups is awful.
Yeah, so he keeps releasing stuff. But some of his shows are very poignant and very good. Like he has made some movies that completely shocked me about how good that they were. And it's obvious whenever he wants to do something and take his time, and it be something that's like kind of hits you in the feels, he can do it. But then sometimes it's like, my friends need a paycheck.
Oh yeah.
So this Happy Gilmore movie, it seems like this was a thing to where Chris just called and said, "Hey man, Shooter McGavin, I need a paycheck. I haven't been. I need a check." And everybody went, I got this Netflix deal and I promised them so many movies. So let's do Happy Gilmore too. And they just show up and they do it and everybody gets a check and he doesn't care.
No, this one he cares about. Yeah. This one he cares about. The Magnificent Six or whatever it was called. Ridiculous Six, all of those ilk. The Grown-Ups movies where he just gets all his friends and they just crack jokes. Yeah, those he just phones it in. This one was different. This one, I don't know. Because so much effort was put into getting literally almost everyone from the original back in, down to like the IRS guy. I mean, and Chubbs Peterson was in it, Carl Weathers, but he died like halfway through filming, so they kind of had to rewrite stuff. But I don't know. It got me. I'm sure everybody's going to hate it, but it was all I needed it to be. I needed a good laugh, and it provided it for me.
I'm looking forward. Now that I'm on a superhero kick, and I've watched 2 bad movies in a row, I'm going to go for a third. But this one, I'm hoping that the Fantastic Four, which I do not care anything about, I keep hearing it's decent.
Yeah. Same.
Wanting to watch that, and hopefully it be decent.
It's I have
Pedro
not.
Pascal is, I don't really like him.
Well, I like everybody in this movie, like down to each one. I like Pedro. I like what he's done. I like Vanessa Kirby. I liked her in The Crown. That's the first time I ever seen her, and she's kind of took off since then. She Mission Impossible. The guy from Stranger Things. I liked him in Stranger Things. He hasn't really blown me away to anything else. He plays Johnny Rocket, whatever his name is, Johnny Storm.
Johnny Rocket.
And the guy that played the Eobin or whatever, I liked him in Andor. Yeah. I mean, but the Fantastic Four story, like the previous movies, all of them, even the Chris Evans ones, they were terrible. And I didn't even watch the one with Drumline Boy in it or whatever. The really, really bad one with Michael B. Jordan.
I have no concept of like Fantastic Four. It just seems awful to me. But like, there's been a lot of people going on about this one, and I want to watch a good movie.
Yeah,
I'm on a quest to watch a good movie.
Me too.
Specifically, a movie, not a television show. I got tons of great TV. TV has blown away movies here lately. I don't know why. TV is banging right now. Yep. I mean, there are so many good shows on television that you can watch, series that are spot on. But to find a movie that has that old school, get you in the feels and tell a good story and has it all, boy, it's just rough.
It's been a while.
We're in a rough time right now. It's been a while, as Stain once said.
Well, that's content. for quite some time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we're hoping to get together this next coming weekend.
I hope
and do something. I have stuff to do.
I look forward to it very much.
Very much so. Plus, we're going to the Dice Tower retreat. Booked our tickets just a few hours ago.
That I'm really looking forward to. That'll give us lots of content.
There'll be so much content there.
I can't wait to hug Mike DeLizio and twirl him about.
He's you'll like him. He's a fragile man, though.
Well, he's getting up there.
I don't mean that. I'd just be careful with him. He's not as robust as Dan. Dan's a big guy. I wasn't afraid of. I hugged Dan immediately.
Robust
I wasn't
Dan.
afraid of hugging Dan. Dan's solid dude. Dan's solid. Like I wasn't worried about it.
Mike,
but Mike,
a little
you gotta be a
smaller,
little careful with him.
a little more petite, maybe.
Well, no, he's not petite. He's just it's. I'm not. I don't know how to describe it.
Like Thumbelina,
describe it.
My tiny Thumbelina.
No. He just. No, I'm saying is that he. You know, there's always those films where like they're put in a situation where they have to survive, like they have to make it out of there, and like they have a plane crash, and then certain people don't make it, and certain people survive, and the survivors they have to trek their way through there. Dan is one of those people that I think he would just get so tired and be like, I'm out of here, and just walk his way out of the Alps. And Mike would be the person that Dan would eat.
Mike would be the
nourishment to get out of the Alps. And I think that would be the case. It would be like, nope, I'm going to have to eat you, Mike.
Oh, poor Mike.
I'm going to have to do just like that awful, incredibly sad show Alive.
But I mean, you got to, you don't eat them while they're alive. I mean, does he sacrifice himself in some way?
Snackrifice them. Did you say snackrifice them? I swear that's what you said.
Does he snackrifice them in some way? Because
that's hilarious if you said that.
No, I wish I did. I did.
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard. Did. I heard snackrifice. That is now in my that is now in my vernacular.
Snackrifice.
A snackrifice.
As Creed once sang about, my snackrifice.
Dan is very robust.
Yeah, I've seen pictures of him.
Yeah, and Mike, I think, would just be one of those guys that Mike would be like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm just going to let you.
Or you put him in like a papoose and carry him out.
Now, see, that could work. I would do that. I would ride Dan out of the Andes. And then right as he finally gave out, I would finish him off at his weakest point, and
he would make his
slice him open,
really?
Slice him open like a tom and get in him like a sleeping bag, like an Empire Strikes Back, be warm.
I would do
then make my way out of there.
Yeah, I think, and he's long enough too. Dan's like 6'4", so head to toe. I think
he's a tall man. He's very
cover
tall.
Up in him.
What you don't expect British people to be that. I don't think British people to be very tall because I assume that they're all malnourished, but they're a hardy people. They do not have the food colorings and dyes in their food that we have, and they're a lot bigger than what you would think.
It's all that cabbage they eat.
So it is a lot of sausage. They eat a lot of sausage, a lot of cabbage, a lot of
bangers
fish.
And mash. Is that British or is that Scottish?
Yeah, bangers and mash. I think that's British.
Something like that. Beans. I like their beans.
Speaking of
beans
robust
on toast.
people, I one of the few people that I follow on Facebook is Luke Pryor, who's always lifting. He's just videos of him lifting stuff in the gym, and it's like, oh, I lifted so many kilograms, and then I have to get out my calculator to figure out. But he started now. I think he knows I'm following him because he posted in pounds. He like bench pressed like 286 or something like that, 286 pounds.
That's a lot, I assume.
Not. That's 286 pounds?
Seems like a lot. I've never lifted that much, so I wouldn't know.
You've never bench pressed? Well, first off, like the goal is like to be able to bench press like your weight plus 50% is like
never
a good
gonna
goal.
happen.
So if you're,
I'd have to live 800 pounds.
I know. So it's like, well, it's like if you're a bodybuilder. It's like if you weigh 150 pounds, to be able to bench press 225 is really good. I mean, you're bench pressing your weight. To be able to bench press your weight is also like one of the first steps.
Kind of the standard.
And so it's basically, the standard. Or for most men, it's like just bench press 200 pounds. If you can bench press 200 pounds, you're good. Get to where you can bench press 200 pounds. And so, Luke is over there. He's pumping it up. And I don't mind watching another middle-aged man follow his dreams and his workout journey
lift
vicariously through Facebook. I think that's what that is. But I did think to myself, what am I doing?
What a wonderful world.
What am I doing? Why am I watching this person who I've never met?
I've watched a few of Luke's videos, and he takes a lot of time getting into the stance and gripping them before he lifts it.
I've noticed that too.
And by the time he lifts it, I kind of lost interest and I've moved on. So I was unaware of the
he takes
capacity at which he was able to lift.
He needs to edit his videos better, what you're saying. Just edit that part out.
That's what he needs to do. He needs to get editor in there.
Boom. Intense.
I want to see the lift, the lifting. Grunt, the lift, some inspiring music behind it. Does he slam them down? Does he let it drop to the floor and they're like, yeah?
Sort of, kind of. I posted that he's so strong because he's all his time spent carrying Richard Simpson. I thought that was a funny joke.
That's a good one. That's a good joke.
I thought it was too. But anyways, that's what I do now.
I think Richard's a rather...
So looking forward to Dice.
I think Richard and Mike are probably in the same boat. Like, if you were on a mountain together with all of them, I think he's kind of a smaller fellow as well.
Here's the thing. I'll just say this. Every podcast duo has the one side, which is the person that would, drinks hot chocolate, wears a turtleneck, would rather be curled up around a fire. That's you and Mike and Richard Simpson. And then there's the other podcast host, star, whatever, that is the one that you would take with you for survival purposes. And that's Dan, me, and Luke. If you had Dan, me, and Luke somewhere, the amount, that is like the A-team right there in terms of destruction power.
It's a lot of testosterone. But
Mike,
y'all know who,
and Richard.
But who's going to take the lead between you, Dan, and Luke? Y'all be so busy fighting. Y'all would just die.
Dan,
you would all die fighting for the lead.
No, we'd figure it out.
No,
we'd figure it out.
You would never acquiesce.
I acquiesce all the time.
You're a non-acquiescer. You're anti-acquiesce.
I acquiesce to people's stuff constantly. I am known for being easygoing. I'm an easygoer.
And on that lie, we'll end the podcast.
Well, looking forward to next week.
Okay. Thought you'd...
If you're going to the Dice Tower retreat, please send us an email.
We are.
You're probably not.
At the point of this publishing, we will be 35 days away from Dice Tower retreat.
And if you go on our Discord, we have a little forum thing where you can ask questions that are easier for us to find and be able to answer later.
And there are more on there.
And such.
But they require homework, so I can't. Like Jerry Bear Tex says, highest and lowest BGG rated game in your collection. I don't know. I will have to find out somehow. Tyler from Chicago, quick ratings, thoughts about every game in the BGG Top 100. That's like a 2-episode podcast, I feel like.
I've got it.
Bring on Efka from No Pun Included. I don't think he wants anything to do with us.
That's that homeless guy.
I think he's got a home.
That's that homeless guy.
I think he's got
Shut
a
Up
home.
and Sit Down.
Is he on Shut Up and Sit Down?
Oh, Efka.
No,
he's the guy that's married. His wife
the
does
Ukrainian.
Really good reviews.
Yeah.
He's Ukrainian?
I think he's from the Ukraine. The Ukraine.
I didn't know that.
Ukraine not weak, Ukraine strong. Anybody?
Seinfeld.
Oh, see, I know. That's why I like you. That's why I like you, Jerry. You get my Seinfeld references.
So I got the Seinfeld reference. All right, I got to get off here.
Let's end this thing. All right.
Pickleball. We're going to play pickleball, too.
All right.
I got to go pick up Enrique.
That's going to do it. Thanks for listening. Questions on our Discord, go there, ask them, or email us, boardgamesnobs@gmail.com. Bye-bye.
It's discussing anything and everything, and maybe even possibly a poet game. And sometimes Enrique shows up